everybody, and welcome back to Let's Play Prison Architect. So as I said in the last video, we are actually indeed going to start off a brand new prison, and actually I've played a lot of the game off screen in the meantime, and so basically why I'm mentioning that is I think I've developed a lot of new skills that should help us in regards to doing well with our prison here. I wish we didn't have so many trees here at the start. This is so crummy. But the thing that I was going to mention in addition to that is that apparently I'm a frickin' idiot, because my main problem with the game was definitely running out of funds really quickly and then kind of floundering hopelessly, like being like, oh god, what do I do now? I can't afford anything. I'm such a foolish fool. And I actually found out two things that will really help me deal with that kind of problem. For number one, the first thing at hand is that I've learned to manage the buildings better, because buildings definitely take up some of the most funds. See, look at that. Just covering that much space is already, or that much space is already, $1,000, or a little bit more, over $1,000. So that's one thing that I learned, better building management for sure. But also, and this is the really huge thing, you can actually, I had no idea that there was this grants option here, because I kind of, in all honesty, ignored the reports thing, because it really, felt overwhelming to me. But in my play off screen, I actually, took a look at this, and really, this is the main problem that I had before. I didn't know that these grants exist, and these obviously are some of, the things that really get you, get you moving in this game. In both knowing what to do, because it actually really guides you through the game really nicely, and then it also gives you a hell of a lot more money. Like this one, if we accomplish the whole grant just by selecting it, if we select it like we will right here, that already just gives us an additional 2,000 cash. But if we complete all of those, 20,000 cash, which almost doubles our original bank balance. But then also, if we, continue on, or what am I saying? If we complete all the objectives here, which we really want to do, because we want to do that so our prison can actually be successful, then we'll actually get an additional 10,000 later on. So let's see. We actually can't do the, one of the other ones that I wanted to do. There are grants that are basically investing money for a while. I presume those will actually show up later on. So here's what we're doing right now. What I actually was starting off with, why I made that barrier, we don't want to use that barrier. If we make a barrier wall or a really far outside barrier, we're going to make it a perimeter wall, because, as Wolfgang Darkrose told me, those are like the best ones for the outside. They keep people from being able to tunnel out of your base. But of course they cost a freaking fortune, seeing as they're 200 per square. So what we're going to do is we're just creating that outline so I'll know how far in I want to put our fence right here. I think we'll put 2 blocks between that one and the outer perimeter wall. So, you can actually expand your base. This is another thing that I found out. You can buy neighboring land. So our prison, not our base, our prison can actually expand into this whole darkness area in the future. So this little plot of land that we got here isn't what we're necessarily designated to for the entire game. So you might look at me building this fence and be like, hey, why are you building a fence then? Isn't that kind of wasteful? I put that a little bit too high. So if that's the bottom, then I want to build one there. Get rid of a couple of those. So I think that's the end of the garbage, and that's the end of deliveries. So let's put the door right about there. So that right there. Boom. And awesome. Okay, that'll be a nice setup for the door. Now I'm actually going to go ahead and cancel all of the outside stuff that we had built. Eventually we'll get a perimeter wall, but I think it's going to be quite a long time before we actually focus on that, because we want to make sure that we have enough funds to spend on everything else. So we'll add a prisoner door for our main entrance, and then probably we can let the game actually move along. But we do need to decide what we want to do, and of course, one of the most important buildings, at least in my opinion, it's definitely one of the most important buildings, is the utilities building, where we'll actually put our power station and our water pump. So let's put the power station right there. Water pump can go in the other corner. And then it's probably important to get at least 2 capacitor? I don't know. However you pronounce that kind of thing. At least get 2 of those going so we can be happy with that. And then let's go ahead and get our kitchen as well. The kitchen I like to make kind of, long like that. But, basically a longer room so I can keep a little bit of space in there while also having enough stuff for all of the kitchen actual, like, supplies and stuff like that, but also so there'll be enough room to end up adding more if we need that. Like if we need 2 sinks or 2 cookers or anything like that. So let's go ahead and add a couple of doors. We could have a staff door for that one, and of course a staff door for the kitchen as well, seeing as that is going to be, oh god, I did not mean to delete that. Is that still being built the way I wanted it to be? I think it is. Okay, I don't know what happened there. And then, of course, we need to add the actual canteen, so we'll have that cover probably about that much space. Canteen is always kind of a hard one for me, because I worry that I'm not making it big enough, but I guess we can always expand it in the future if we do want to. And then, this is the thing that I've really learned to do. One of the big things. Let's actually make the canteen just, like, two blocks bigger. I can't make it 2 blocks bigger? That's a little crummy. Okay. Oh, we should probably cancel the door, because... Here, actually... We're gonna cancel the door. We're not gonna have the door built for a while, because I think, actually... You know, that's probably big enough for the canteen. What we can then do now is that this whole area, and this is obviously going to cost a lot at first, but it's going to be well worth it in the long run. We're actually going to make, 4,000 seems like enough for me. All of that is going to be like our prison section. We're going to put the showers in the top left corner, but then this right here is going to be the holding cell, and then that's also space that we could start putting in a couple of individual cells until we get a whole unique individual, until we get a whole individual cell block built. So that'll be really good for us. Let's add a regular door for the kitchen, or the canteen, and then a regular door for that as well. From what I've seen, just to make sure that the guards don't have to open every single door for the prisoners, I think it's actually important to have a bunch of regular doors. Basically how I've, decided that I want to handle it is put regular doors everywhere except for the actual prison cells and some other specific designated rooms. Obviously, any staff rooms would have a staff door, like the kitchen, utilities room, and of course any of the staff quarters. So we're also going to put the staff rooms down here, but I'm not going to do that at first because I want us to make sure that all of this stuff gets built. In fact, actually, let's go ahead and add 2 more staff members so we have 10. Obviously, that's going to cost us 500 and then an additional 100 per day, but we're still getting 700 daily cash, which, isn't as much as I would like, but in all honesty, at the very early stages of the game, I found myself relying much more on those grants than I have on the daily cash flow. So the daily cash flow, I kind of consider as just a nice little icing on the cake, you know? Something that we don't really have to concern ourselves too much with right now. Is time still flowing when we do this? Oh, it is! That's actually really nice, okay. So, let's see where... Are those glants? Oh, 7 more actually hidden. Not glants, grants. Okay, so you can actually do 2 grants at a time when you first start off, but I think we're actually going to wait for a bit before doing any others. It would be nice to get some additional money, especially with all these advanced payment things. Especially this one. This one gives you a hell of a lot upon completion. Education reform program. That actually does make sense why that would give you so much. But there are actually ones where you can like invest cash for either a small amount of time or a long amount of time, and basically what that means is you just throw some cash, like let's say, I think the first one is $5,000, but then after about a couple of days, you get, say, like $16,000 in return. So it's basically, you know, it just works how investing works, or investing money. Okay, so now that that thing is built, at least, I think we can start working with setting up our power. The utilities room actually isn't finished, but that's a-okay. Let's actually have a power thing going Well, we need one going to the water pump as well. But you know what, actually, I think that's okay. We could put one up here as well. So let's go ahead and start at least creating a power line going towards all of our buildings. And actually, another thing that I've kind of learned is that power lines definitely actually work best when you put them right through the building, because then it covers the widest, like, surface of area. So we could go ahead and spend all that. We've still got 12 hours before any prisoners show up. Okay, is the wall... Okay, the fence is completely finished. That's good. Basically, the thing that always worries me about when we start off like this, and why I'll never start off with 2 fences like I did with our first prison, is it takes way too much time. You need your people getting in here to actually work on these buildings, so the prisoners don't arrive without either any facilities to house them, or without any food, or if the rooms don't have any power as well because you don't have these things online. Okay, the water station is also up, so let's go ahead and get that going. Obviously, that thing needs power, so let's go ahead and send those going along down there. I don't think it definitely doesn't matter what way you have these things point. I just kind of like having them point, like, up when they're going up like that. It's just, like, a weird pet peeve of mine, because I'm a total dork or something. So let's, have our water power line going all the way through over here. Might be a little bit oddly extended, but I think that's actually going to be fine, because we're going to have the shower over here, so we'll need this to go all the way over there. And, of course, there's going to be toilets in that room, toilets down here for the individual cells, and all that jazz. So I think this is actually a perfectly fine setup for that, at least for now. Looks like we could start setting up our rooms as well, so let's get that going. Actually, can we? Whenever you see, yeah, foundations are still in progress. Okay, so these buildings aren't quite finished. But that one is. Okay, so let's go ahead and get our rooms going. Obviously this is the kitchen. Bada bing, bada boom. And then once the other one's finished, this will be the canteen. Is this area almost finished? This one actually desperately needs to be finished before too long. We do only have 7 hours. I have faith that we'll be able to finish that in time, but let's just say it might get a little bit close. But, might as well get to work on all this stuff. So, staff door goes right there. Where serving table, okay. Might as well do this area first, so let's go ahead and get the canteen. And in fact, I think this is definitely a smaller canteen than I have made in my other place, so that's a little bit of a pain. Let's move it one farther down just to make sure there's room for people to walk to their tables. And then put that one right there as well. I think that should be fine. I'd prefer there to be a little bit more space, though. I don't know why. No, it's fine. I think they should be able to get to their seats, even though it's a little bit tight there. And we only have... we barely have any tables in all right now. That's actually pretty bad. Maybe, you know, we should actually get rid of that, because we'll want people to prioritize working on other things as well anyways. And let's actually go ahead and, increase the foundation of this building. The canteen needs to be bigger than that. It's way too small right now. So let's go ahead and, make the building a little bit bigger. Someone actually did put the door down, which is a little bit unfortunate, but I told them to do it! So, totally my own fault. Objects, let's go ahead and dismantle that door, and then we could put it right about down there, I think. We actually might need to dismantle a wall, seeing as how I set that up, but that might be okay. And I think that should be more than enough space for the canteen, at least for how we are going to start it off. So, what do we need for the kitchen? Of course, we need the serving, not the serving table, we need the cooker, but I like putting the sink in first, so I could put it like, nicely spaced across from the door. I don't know why, but that kind of looks nice to me. I think we did make the kitchen a little bit longer than I would have liked, though, so that's also my bad as well. Maybe not doing quite as well as I could in regards to the setup of our place, but that's okay. We'll also put in a bin, just so there's a space to throw things out, and then I think that's good for that. Let's go ahead and also set up our utilities, because obviously we actually need, water going to that thing. So with the pumps going right there, just move it up like that, and then we could have the small water pump going to that position. Okay, awesome. This area is built. That is obviously a very, very important area for us. So let's go ahead and actually set up our concrete stuff. we want about an equal amount of space going for the shower and the other place, I think. So let's make that be the shower room. This will be the first holding cell. Maybe the shower can actually be a little bit smaller because I want to make sure that we have enough room in the holding cell. In fact, is that good enough? Nah. Let's go back to the way we had before. Okay. So, then what we also want to plan is we want to start making some individual cells as well. So let's put one right there. I like doing 3x3 for cells. The smallest that you could do is actually 2x3, so you can make 2x3 cells and maybe have them function better in regards to like how spacing is set up. But I like doing 3x3 because then you could actually put down a book with them as well, and I think, or a book stand, and I think having that extra book stand there would do, a heck of a lot for like, their happiness. So let's see, then we will have another 3x3 right about there. We could have that one stored right there, because then we have another 3x3 set up right there. That looks awesome. Okay, I think this is going to be really good for us starting off our holding cell. And then as we expand, we could actually just expand this building downwards and make this whole area the holding cell. Or, I mean, the individual cell kind of, area. I don't know what you would, really call that exactly. So let's set up the rooms! Of course, that means... Oh, God. Okay, that's actually really hard to tell. Let's not set up the rooms until we actually have those walls built, because otherwise I'm going to set them up incorrectly, and then it's going to be bad news bears all around. So we obviously want cell doors there, there, but we will put a regular door there, so our people can access the showers whenever need be. And then let's let that all start being built. We do need our people to kind of hurry in regards to setting up that room, though. That's one thing I will say. Maybe actually, I think the canteen is fine the way it is being built right now, even with the expansion to the room, because I think that expansion is going to be very important. Did we really put the door right there? That's wrong. That's wrong, Brendan. That's wrong. You put the door in the wrong spot, buddy. So let's, no, I didn't want to cancel that. Oh, that's just a door that's one place there. That's my bad. Well, you know what? We just canceled the canteen expansion. That actually might be okay. Apparently, it doesn't even need a door. So I think we should ignore that expansion because we need this area to be built. Maybe I should actually, indeed, also cancel all of these cells being built. Let's cancel the individual cells until we actually get the things that we need finished, because there's only 4 hours before these prisoners show up. So we're gonna have enough time to get all of that built. At least it might not be finished by the time that the prisoners actually show up, but it will be it will be ready before they actually cause us any significant problems. So let's go ahead and set that up like that. That means the wall's gonna be right there, and so the shower can be placed down in that lovely little position. So let's see. We need, of course, the toilets. The bench. Let's go ahead and plan for the bench to go along that wall right there. It fits in perfectly. I love it when the bench fits in perfectly. And then we could go 1, 2. If we have 2 spaces at the wall over there, 1, 2. That means a bunch of beds can fit there. 1, 2. And then 1, 2. I don't know what's really a proper or like a good amount of beds and toilets and all that to put into this kind of room, but from my experience, this is like 8 of each has been a really good amount, because people tend to rest on the benches as well, so you could actually just, the benches go a long way towards you not needing beds for that kind of area. So let's go ahead and also finish up our shower. Where do we want... You know what, let's actually put, the shower going up the middle. This is the first time I've actually done it this way. All the previous times I actually did it, going, like, sideways. But I think going up would look nicest for this one right here. So if we put those 2 right there, then we can, of course, have the shower heads going on either side. We'll only use 2 for now, though, and that means we can have, like, 4 drains in total. I think that should be enough to keep it from flooding. Hopefully. I've had a really hard time keeping the showers from flooding, but the good thing is, they stop from flooding really quickly because the drains do eventually get it to all clear out. It just means once the people, like, finish showering, there's all this water that is, like, pouring out the door for a short period of time until they handle that. So, need shower heads. Shower heads are indeed being fixed. We actually might be able to finish this thing. Enclosed. Okay, there we go. The wall wasn't entirely finished. I was wondering why the enclosed thing wasn't finished, or working out for us. Okay, now all that needs to be built is a frickin' toilet, and that'll be wonderful for us. So let's get the pipe going up there. Go 1, 2, and then that will be good enough for the showers. Once the first toilets are built, I'll decide which way the pump wants to go, because those pump things are frickin' expensive. We don't want to use those until we actually need them. Prisoners are about to arrive. I won't actually buy any police staff until... Actually, it's 100 per day, and this day has actually started, so it makes sense to go ahead and buy these guys. We'll buy 5 for now, 5 handle on that first. As more and more time goes on, though, we'll buy more. Of course, we need to buy the cooks. I almost forgot about that. And we need power going towards, those, additional things. Oh, God, we don't even have energy going to the sink. That's not good. So let's put power right there, power right there. Luckily, our cable is actually pretty damn close to those things, so that'll be nice. Why isn't that area powered? Looks like the cable is fully connected because there's the green mark, so I don't know why those areas aren't being powered. But whatever, the refrigerator is being powered now, and that's, in all honesty, more important than the cooker, so that's nice. Oh shoot, we still don't have the serving table built. But we do have toilets, so that means prisoners are going to be, slowly, one by one, brought into that whole area. So that is freaking awesome for us. Let's go ahead and start working on our warden's office. We'll have this space occupy the warden's office. Actually, probably make it a little bit smaller. Warden's offices just need to be 4 by 4, and I believe that is enough right there. Yep, that's even a little bit more, and I think that's actually going to be a-okay, because what that means then is that we can expand it and actually have another office chilling right there as well. Why can't I actually do that? Is there a reason why I can't do that? Maybe we need to add the door. So let's go ahead and add the dude's door first. It'll go right about there. And then, we'll add the finance office as well. And we are definitely going to do the finance office because I really, really like finance. Why can't I do this? Because it's blocked? Get rid of the tree then. Tree sucks. Okay. Still can't do it. Requires entrance. Maybe I can't set that up until this area is actually finished. And that's actually a-okay, because it's probably actually best for us just to finish off building that building before worrying about anything else. I totally forgot to make this room storage. So let's go ahead and do that. There we go. Okay, now that all of that is built, do we build additional single cells? I think we actually wait a tad bit longer. The canteen is also finished and the kitchen is good. Why aren't the prisoners... Oh, okay, there they go. I was about to say, why aren't the prisoners... Wait, why aren't the prisoners being brought in? 8. Where... Oh, because they're still in their car, aren't they? Okay, so they still haven't even arrived. That is freaking awesome. That is really good. That means we'll have to finish these toilets now. So let's have that go up like that. Go ahead and do the 2 small pipes there. I don't know how far small pipes can go without breaking. The most I've ever done is 2 blocks of space. And in all honesty, at least for a long while, I think that's the most I'm ever going to really feel comfortable with. Which is actually, I think, a-okay. Really, the difference between cost between 15 and 2 is actually kind of astronomical in this game, but I'm okay with it. I'm okay with handling the things we have been. So let's actually bring that down now. We also need to bring energy to the warden's office. So let's actually not do it quite there. Let's bring it right there, because that should be wide enough to fill up the entire room that we're going to put there later on. Is someone building a wall? No, that's a stack. Okay, good. I don't want a wall built there. So this is then going to be the warden's office. That means we can indeed also buy a warden. He won't be able to do anything, though, until he actually has his office set up. But that's good enough. We'll also need to add in windows eventually. I always forget to add in windows because I'm told ding dong. We're slowly starting to run out of our cash. But actually, let's go ahead and see if we could do that one thing yet. No, not yet. I wonder if we actually either need the warden to have his whole office set up, or if we need, Does it say he needs an office? No, it actually doesn't, I don't think. And yeah, the bureaucracy system is set up. So let's actually get our finance lady right away, because she allows us to do a lot of things that I really like. Then we'll probably go for health before going for security, maybe even maintenance before security. I don't know. That's one thing that I'm still trying to figure out. I'm really trying to discover what is the best way of handling unlocking all these bureaucracy systems. Basically, why I like the finance lady is that she helps us with keeping our funds in a good place, and then why I like health is that she'll keep us, well, she or he, of course, the doctors, will be able to keep our prisoners happy by keeping them healthy, but also be able to theoretically keep us from needing to buy additional security members, because they won't be dying, because we'll have someone out there to heal them whenever they get wounded from outbreaks, so their injuries won't build up, you know. Then maintenance would also be nice to keep the place from getting dirty, but security, I could definitely see why security would be important over that. But you know what? Let's go ahead and start giving the warden his things. I like setting up their offices like this. Put the table right there, put a chair right over there, and then a nice little filing cabinet right over there. And then that gives room for like a window if we want it. And why not even give him a window right now? That's going to cost 200, but the warden deserves a window. Then what we're going to do in the future, like I said, this is going to be the finance lady's room. We're going to make a staff room right here, so our staff will have a place to rest. And then underneath that, we will put, like, the hospital wards, or at least that's how I plan to build things. I don't know if this is the best way to handle things, but my most recent prison that I made for myself was definitely the most successful one I had ever had by far, and this is basically the basic setup that I had for it. Oh, prisoners are actually starting to come in. Let's go ahead and add 3 more staff members. 8 is, like, a really solid number, I feel, at least for starters, because, then there'll be 1 staff member for each prisoner, and then once we get to 16, that'll also be enough, a fine amount to help with them. Awesome. The warden is doing well in his place. So let's see. Can we now do the thingamajig that I wanted us to do? Go to grants. No, we still can't. Maybe we really do need a finance person for that. Is it listed here at all? No, I thought it wasn't. Okay, so we want to get that finance lady right away, and she's actually going to come in 4 hours, which is not very much time at all, so I think it probably would be a good idea to go ahead and expand her place. So let's go ahead and set that up the way we wanted to. What that's going to do right here is it's actually going to get rid of that wall, but that's perfectly fine because we're going to rebuild it in the future. If we rebuild it, they will come, or something like that. So we'll put the door right there. And then, yeah, she actually has the exact same space as the warden, which makes me really happy. I like having places that are nice and symmetrical. So, of course, prisoners need to be let in there. There's only 3 of them chilling in there right now, which is not very good. I also think we do need to expand the canteen, probably big time. So let's go ahead and expand it about that far. I think actually just that much will do a hell of a lot for making it a much better space. And is that a door that's been built? It has been. Let's actually dismantle that so we can actually rebuild it once. Actually, no. Oh god. Okay, stay door. Building, you stay as well. We'll leave the door. Hopefully the way it will work is that they won't build a wall right there. They are building a wall right there, right? It kind of looks like they're not, but I think that'll be okay. So once those 2 areas are set up, then we'll build, I think 3 more tables and benches, because that would be a really nice setup to improve that whole area. Okay, coolio. So let's go to rooms, increase the canteen quite a little bit. We also need a yard. I believe actually at this point as well, and this is the really nice thing, yes! A yard is the last thing we need to finish for this basic detention center. So we definitely actually should start planning. Let's actually pull up the planning thing, and I'll do this while we actually finish off the episode here, since we are about at that 30-minute mark. Let's see, how do we want the yard set up? We can't have hallways going around all there, but I think we want like 3 blocks for the hallways. We'll have 3 blocks over there. And then they'll go down about that far, there. And I think that'll be a good enough yard. That leaves enough room for everything else, and that should be enough space for the people. If we need to expand it, we will. And that'll be perfectly a-okay. So, yeah, I think that's going to be it for this video. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please consider leaving a like, a comment, and or subscribing if you have not. I have a lot of faith in this place, guys. I think, actually, a lot of the things I've learned is going to really improve it. And our prison will be looking really hunky-dory in the near future and all that. Hopefully I could be as good as prison architect as I have become in RimWorld, whether that be a good or bad thing, I suppose. But yeah, I am the EggScrambledGamer, and I will see you all next time.